Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Set Your Y, yo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show. Cousin Tracy?
What's up?
Cousin Tracy, we are back at it. How's your weekend going so far? I know it
Just
just started,
dandy.
but just,
Oh, word. I forgot my word. Right.
just dandy. You heard it. Just dandy. I guess that is your word. You said it's a word you use a lot. So.
And I do use a lot. I got to take the MacBook class. That's all I'm going to say about that. I called myself doing work last night. I said, I'm not going to do nothing Friday night. I'm going to knock out this work that I need to do. I'm sitting there at my desk. I thought I had it. I'm doing Google timesheets. I'm saving them, dropping them in a folder. I go to the folder.
That was gone? It was gone or was it
gone? So Faye's going to say, Mom, you on a Google Drive. It got to be somewhere. I'm convinced. I'm just going to take the class, y'all. So next time this year, I might be the engineer.
There we go. That's funny. That's what's up. Well, as you... I know just about everyty that
you
watches.
Say it's a special guest. We got to get you a new thing.
Well, not even that, but it is a special guest. It's a very special guest, actually. I've known this guy for a long time. I've seen his growth and development, and I'm super proud of the things that he's doing, and we'll get into that. But what I was going to say, I forgot now because you threw me off. So.
Sorry about that.
But no, it came back. I'm 53 now, so this happens. You know what I'm saying? But I was going to say, I know everybody knows this guy. This guy knows everybody, and everybody knows him. Like, you throw a name, he be like, oh, yeah, that's such and such. He did such and such. He did this, he did that. And everybody knows him. Oh, yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know him, I guess you'll find out that you're in the minority. So you'll get to know him so you can be in the majority, you know what I'm saying? But sitting here, and he goes, a man that goes by different names. What name are you going to call him?
I wanted to ask about the LT part. I think I call him Wob, but I've been knowing him since he was in high school.
That's right.
I don't know. Listen, I call him Wob, I believe. So, I'm quite sure I do. Ain't that what I call you?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So if you don't know who we're talking about, we got my man WASSIM, a.k.a. Coach Wop, a.k.a. LT. Bro, what is up? What is up?
Oh, man, thank you for having me on the BYRDCAGE Show.
Of course.
We had this see heated up for you in like the 90s episode, 90s and those.
Yeah, I think you had to work or something came up.
Yeah, work.
A march.
Something came up.
A march.
Community event.
A march or something.
Yeah, a march on Washington. That's what's up. Well, look, before we get into what we need to talk about and all that good stuff, won't you the minority of people that don't know you, won't you let them know a little bit about like where you're from, what school you went to, and all that good stuff?
So I'm originally from Atlantic City. I moved here going in my freshman year of high school. Graduated from Canada High, class of '94. I love living in Camden. At one time, I wanted to return back to Atlantic City, but most of the people I was hanging with down there were either dying or going to jail. So I just migrated and stayed here.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Now, you played football at Canada High. I remember this was around, I think it's senior season. Like you said, it came out 94, so 93 football season, whatever. I was still at Rutgers, Camden and whatnot. I remember my dad was like, yo, let's go see LT play football today and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen this kid since he's been playing football in high school and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? We played a whole lot of baseball together, you know what I'm saying? So this is my guy over here. When you graduated from Canada High, what you get into after that?
So after I left Canada High, I went to Salem County for like 2 years. Then I transferred to Camden County. But then after that, my grandma, she had got a little sick. Mm-hmm. So I, stopped going to school and, had to, grow up kind of fast because I was still young.
Gotcha.
Had to, go to the work field, to try to help my grandma out because, she was my caretaker when I was young,
right.
So, I'd do anything for my grandma.
Of course, as we all would.
So life started lifing on you?
It started lifing on me.
Now, how old were you when you had to start working and all that good stuff?
It's probably like 19.
Okay. That's what's up. Now, I know you're a man of many hats because on your social media pages you're either coaching something, You're either mentoring something. You're either at Cousin Tracy's block party with a table, handing out pamphlets. You know what I'm saying? You're always doing something, and we're going to break that down a little bit too. But what is it that you do now?
I currently work for Center for Family Services.
Okay.
I've been there the last 8 years, serving as an outreach worker and a violence interrupter for a program called Care for Camden.
Okay.
It's been around for almost 10 years now.
Okay. Now, what is it that you do with, like, what's your?
So basically, you know, the program started off, at 4 areas you go in. You know, we say downtown, now they say Cooper Landing, you say Pollock, they say Whitman Park.
Right.
Centerville still the same, and like the lower half of, Liberty Park is behind Virtua. So we go out there, we talking to people that, volunteer, get them signed up for the program, try to, get them to change their lifestyle. And, we also, like me, my department, I work with the younger kids, so a lot of times you may see me in one of the schools working with the kids doing the presentation about, gang and gun violence, and may talk about a little mental health like Tracy does. You just try to, get the kids a positive way to see that it's positive people out. It's always not like about the person that's on the corner that they see when they walking by to go to school every day.
Right. Now, do you feel as though that's making a change in some of these kids' lives?
So actually, I had two of my kids that I had since 9th grade. They graduated last year. One of them is currently playing football in college right now. So when he came to the program, the first days, Mom, I don't want to go back. Mom's like, no, you're going.
Right.
So I guess,
It's just no guess. I mean,
Yeah,
the thing about it is that's basically fact. And more importantly, the key is one life at a time, right? Because things ain't happen overnight. You can't change everybody, and everybody's not going to buy into what you're selling. So you sell it to those that want to buy it.
Yeah.
So one life at a time. And that's a story right there.
Yeah, definitely. That's kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? And
the
work that you put
program,
in, the program, and the work that y'all put in, and the time invested. You know what I'm saying? Because Cousin Tracy says it all the time. Sometimes you just need to give your time. You know what I'm saying? I know. There's a job and things like that, but it's just time. Just show up. You know what I'm saying? Just show up. Coaching. Let's talk a little bit about that. What made you get into this coaching field? Because you've been doing it for a long time.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. It was so many people that I probably looked up to. Of course, your dad,
right?
The real Coach Bird.
Wait a minute. Wait one time out.
You tired of hearing that?
Yes. I am a real cousin. He's the original Coach Bird, not the real Coach. I'm real. I'm a real coach.
Nah, you coach. But I looked up to your dad.
Yeah, definitely.
Coach Pat, Coach Orlando, R.I.P. to Coach Lenny. There's a lot of people, like when I grew up, I used to go to the Palace in Atlantic City, and that was like my first real job, like a summer job. And I always worked with this dude, his name was Sergeant Michael Bailey, so he would show me the ropes. Okay. So we got set up for the baseball game. They go out there and put the bases out, put the cones in the outfield. So I got a structure, from different people that have rubbed off on him. Right. And it's like, always go back to your dad, pick us up, give us that long ride home after the game. And he was like, your dad, he just talked to us about life. And so eventually it rubbed off on me. Of course, when I started seeing you coaching, I'm like, all right.
When you see him do it, you figure it might be easy. Because this guy, I'm just joking.
Nah, at first I thought it was easy, but
it's not. It ain't for the weak. That's for sure. Coaching ain't for the weak.
Yeah, when you coach in various sports, it's different. Like I tell somebody football, you always gotta deal with one parent. Like, Mom, my son ain't playing. Come watch practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Or did you bring him to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
How about that? He wasn't even here. You know what I'm saying?
Then it was funny because they don't know. Like football, we used to take attendance.
Right.
Before so-and-so here. Yep. He ain't here. Yep. Then, but you want to bring him to practice on Friday on the walkthrough. Think he gonna play on
Saturday? Yeah.
Nah, you ain't. Nah, yep.
You ain't. Don't fly. It's a no-fly zone.
So you've coached baseball. You've coached football. And you've coached basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like me.
So you coach baseball for?
When I used to work at Leap, I actually started the program.
at Leap, right?
Yeah, so I was there.
But
for
before Leap, you was at one of our, like either Whitman Park or somewhere, wasn't you?
Yeah, I coached baseball at Whitman Park for like 2 years.
Right.
Then once I see some of the nonsense go on, I kind of slide off. Then currently right now I'm coaching basketball at Camden Academy. I actually got to watch your granddaughter play one day. She thought she was D-Wag shooting from half court.
She makes them too. She made one on me.
She definitely was making them.
She made one on me. I'm here live, and I was the opposite team. I was hot. I said, who let her shoot that?
Who let her shoot that? Who authorized that?
No, why you always stick that? You don't let her shoot that. Yeah.
Oh man! Now, since you're a multi-sport coach, you know what I'm saying, like I am, which one do you enjoy the most, or do you have a favorite or not? Like, you know what I'm saying?
To be honest, it's probably between football, and basketball right now.
Okay. I can see that.
But I'm gonna ask you this question because me and Lando have this debate all the time. It's not even a debate because I kind of agree with Lando, but Lando always brings this conversation up. In the state of sports today, do you feel like high school athletes should play more than one sport, like we did back when we were in school? Or do you think, because the way the state of sports today, a kid finds a sport and that's it. That sport all year round. Yep. They don't do nothing else. They don't. Do you see a benefit? But yet in other areas, other non-inner city areas or non-urban areas, I would say, in non-urban areas, you'll find that their athletes are still playing multiple sports. You'll find out most of your D1 scholarship athletes have played multiple sports, right? But in urban areas, kid find a sport and the family put everything into that sport. So do you think it's beneficial for kids to play multiple sports?
Nah, I think you should play all 3 sports when you're in high school because you only go to high school once. Got to live out that experience. But I knew with some coaches, I ain't going to say no names, but if that kid is good, you
ain't doing nothing else, right?
Nah, you need to just stick to this. And sometimes that's where it turns like, then when the kid don't get no offer, like, damn, I might have to go back to playing this again.
Right.
But I just think you should play all 3 because you only live once in this high school.
Yeah. And it's like you were saying, guys, is certain skills that you learn in other sports that's beneficial to whatever your main sport is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it can all kind of work
hand
in
to hand.
hand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I tell my kids all the time. Especially, you always get a speech like after the season. All right, we want to start after season workouts at such and such a time, unless you're playing a spring sport, then that counts for your,
like I think
stuff. So.
I think a lot of football players should definitely run track.
Definitely helps.
I think they should. Just like I think little girls that play soccer should definitely run track.
Definitely
you know
helps.
what I'm saying? So like I kind of think like you kind of need to dibble and dabble, and like I think baseball is a good sport because you got to think.
Got to think. High eye-hand coordination.
Right, eye-hand
like
coordination. And baseball requires thinking because you
got
to know
more
where the play is right.
Mental toughness in baseball because you got to have a short memory, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go out there and make an error, then you go up the bat. You can't be thinking about that error because now you're going to strike out probably, you know what I'm saying?
But then you got to worry about, you got to know methodically and strategically, if this ball come to me, where should I throw it? Where should I throw it to make sure it's you know what I mean?
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking. Yes.
Critical thinking. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. That should be done more so than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And I'm not even saying you take away from because everybody's going to be probably better at some. It's not many that can just be great at everything they play.
Right.
But you'll figure out what sport is your main sport, but you could still, you know what I'm saying?
Try other stuff
out too as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, how do you, let me ask you this, bro. How do you find the time to, because I swear I'll see a post on one of your social media pages where you just want to chip, and then that same day I'll see another post that you done just either playing in another tournament with another team. Like, where you find the time to just be coaching all these different squads the way you do?
Sometimes you got to balance your schedule.
This got to be outside at the peace games, whatever. And then inside
I like to throw people's business out there. Aren't you married?
No, I'm divorced.
Oh, okay, my bad. Because I was going to say, how do you fit all of that fit in and then be a husband? But
but you just find time. Some days I take off, like, yo, save them vacation hours.
Right, got you.
I'm like, all right, I ain't coming in Saturday or Sunday.
Got you.
As most of us do.
And I just, try to be there for the kids, most importantly.
Got you. That's what's up.
Some of these parents, they trust you with their kids.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
A lot of the kids, I got like longevity with some of them I may have since they like 8 years old, 8 or 9, and parents just like they like to be around the people they don't want to be around, like the daddy ball.
Right.
Because that's all you have. My son played on this team, this daddy ball. I'm gonna give him a fair shot until he mess up.
Right.
Then when you mess up, you come out the game. They be like, you don't never yell. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm just gonna tell you what you did wrong, so you can go back in there and not make the same mistake. Like I tell people, it's people that make $60 million that make mistakes and throw interceptions.
Well, that's
true.
But, I mean,
that's very true.
It's error. Like life is full of error, right? And that's key though. Just when you sit a player down, like I hate when a player comes out and they try to sit all the way down there. No, sit next to
right
me
here so I can talk
to you while I'm still doing this and tell you what actually happened. What are you always down there for? I need you here.
I need you right here.
I brought you out here.
Right.
And people even parents think that when a coach pulls their kid out the game, it's punishment. No, we need them to learn from the mistake that they made so I can put them back in and we can do something different, right? It's a lesson.
Definitely. Yeah, we do that all the time. We pull our kids out. Like, you sit right here next to this assistant, so he's going to tell you what you did, you know what I'm saying?
What you missed.
Or what you missed, right. So let's get this thing corrected so I can get you back out there. Now, you've done, LT, you've done AAU, you've done high school, you just back into the high school situation. There's always a big debate about AAU versus high school, especially now, you know what I'm saying, because AAU is so big. What's your take on that? How do you feel about the AAU versus high school? Is AAU good for the high school game? Can they work together? Like, just what's your opinion on AAU basketball or athletics versus high school athletics?
Personally, I think
because you've been in both arenas.
I think high school is good, but I think AAU is a little watered down now because a lot of people, they try to build super teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of when back in the day, in that area, it might have been one or two AAU teams, and you played with that AAU team from your town. So if you was coaching the Camden Blazers,
right,
everybody played on the Camden Blazers.
Right.
Now you got teams it's just out of pocket with all the sneaker deals and all that.
Yeah.
People will sell their soul for a pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play for so and so. They got the latest KDs or the latest LeBrons.
Right.
And it's not really beneficial to that kid because if you don't get nothing out of it, I know some people they got AAU programs. Like one year I coached Olympus, they was charging $1,200. So I go in the office, like, yo, we got to practice. All right, here's the list of people on your team. The dude texted my phone and said, these people owe money and they cannot practice today.
Wow.
I walked right back in the office. I said, is this about money?
Right.
Or is it about, you building your program up with money? I said, bro, nobody else on my team is giving you a dime. So I called every parent. I said, listen, you got a bill. They want their money before the first game or you can't play. So to me, it's like AAU is like a money grab.
Right. It is definitely a money grab. It's definitely a money grab. And it's also, I'm not a fan of AAU right now because I just know if you're cool with a coach and the coach has a relationship with you, some of these AAU, especially for girls, some of the AAU programs, like you got the parents coaching and they're playing their kid and their kid is garbage. And then you got kids who can't live up to their full potential because they're good, but because somebody's dad is coaching,
right,
they don't get on the
court.
Somebody's uncle, they don't get on the court. So now they don't give two shits. Right. But now you done paid this money and traveling all over God knows where to see shit.
Right. Yeah, that's my thing too. Like I just don't like LT was saying, the lack of development of players' skills, individual skills.
Well, I always feel like AAU is a space to showcase what
Right.
your skill already is. I don't think it's a space where you put a kid who hasn't reached its potential. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
It's a showcase.
It's a
AAU is
yeah.
supposed to be a showcase.
Especially the bigger ones.
Yeah,
like
the
with
bigger ones.
The money with the sneaker deals and the Nike circuits and
Yeah,
all that type stuff.
that's a showcase, so the
Pretty
colleges
much.
could come see them. And I mean, if your kid is on that level at that point, then fine, that works for
Right.
them. But if you're trying to develop your child's talent, your child's skill, or your child's skill set, I don't think throwing them at AAU is where it needs to be. It needs to be more, training and group training and personalized training and practicing and.
Or find an AAU program that's on that level that your child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where they do work on developing skills and things like that, and you can also be showcased, maybe not on that high level like that, but
But
it's
AAU
just
is
a
definitely
thin
a money
line.
grab.
It's a thin line,
But
yeah. Especially with
AAU
all
is
the money, like you
definitely
said,
a money grab.
like charging all that money for, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
But here's the thing.
It's a thin line.
So
with
they
this
have these
AAU
little,
situation.
they have these workouts, right? So you go to a tryout, like maybe say Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, they tell you if you're on a team and what team you're on.
Okay.
Friday, they want their money.
Like, yeah, we need that.
No, that's true. That's definitely true.
Like we need
Run
that.
that. Run
Let's
that.
go. You made the squad hot. Now you owe.
You made the no, but we won it. We won it.
We need that right now.
Yeah, it has to be right now.
And it's crazy because talking to just some of my fellow coaches and things like that, co-workers and whatnot. Some of these other sports are more expensive than the basketball AAU situation. Like,
I talked to a lady. Her daughter does lacrosse.
okay.
Ooh, child.
Yeah, my man, shouts out to Coach Doe. His daughter, she's real good in volleyball, and they're on that higher circuit AAU, and listen.
And then it's the travel for me.
Yeah, you gonna be working forever
Yeah,
to cover these calls.
Right, it's the traveling for me too.
Yeah, all over the country.
All over the country.
And you gotta
pay
first
your
of all, that's
airfare
what
and hotel.
That's what I was going to say. On top of the
fees.
1,200, 1,500, whatever it is,
And then the fees that week, because probably when the team gets there, it's gonna have to be another fee, right?
It can be too much. It can be. I can definitely see the money grab.
But it depends on if you got multiple teams. When you go to certain tournaments, they give you discounts.
Yeah, true.
You got 4 or 5 teams,
Right.
they take something off.
off of that. Yeah, true. That is
But
true.
it's definitely expensive.
That's true. Also, did I see you working with some kids, a little personal training type situation?
Try sometime.
Yeah. It's his guy dealing with everything. You know what I'm saying? In your opinion, what makes a good personal trainer? Because you've worked with a bunch of them. Like I said, everybody, so you know all of them in the area
I'm
and
gonna
out
be
the area.
honest.
So what makes a good trainer in your eyes?
I personally see the two best trainers that I've seen is Alan Pritchard and Julian Dunkley. Because Alan, he goes through the fundamentals with you. Same thing with Julian. They put you in positions that where the situational basketball, what you gonna do if it's 5 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
And if you just watch, I'm a fan of IEP. I watch all his little clips. When he work out.
Yeah, definitely.
He
We had him
definitely
on the show.
he definitely, one of the ones out there that if you're gonna pay, he gonna give you your money's worth.
Right.
Same thing with Julian. It's a few other guys out there like D Briggs. I be watching his little clips. Everybody teach fundamentals, and that's what makes you a good trainer. You just can't run out there. All right, crossover dribble, step back.
Right.
3.
Right.
Split this cone, floater. No, it's not
more
that.
to it than that. I agree. I like. Why I like Briggs. Okay. Shit, you had your granddaughter work with Briggs and AP, right?
Yeah, she'll be back with AP this year as soon as we can get these scheduling together. He, I know he's a fan of the show and he's a friend of the show. He ain't too good on returning phone calls. Now call me, I'll answer. Yo, cousin, I got the squad. I want to put her on. I said, all right, when we get back from the cruise, we'll hash out the particulars. We back from the cruise a month later, we hashing out the particulars. So she probably just go back to training with him, and she trained with Briggs. And I like the fact that when she did train with Briggs, when she was young, she started like 6 or 7.
Yeah, Briggs.
And Briggs laid the bricks.
Yeah,
he laid the bricks. He laid the foundation.
And I like Briggs' style too because at times he'll have it's not all about the on court stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll actually take them. They got a little like classroom there at his facility and like do some chalk talk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Walk you through some things and explain some things and show you some things
Now,
on and off the court.
I've met Julian Dunkley recently. We crossed paths in out Cherry Hill, and then he told me about you. That y'all did the thing at 4th of Washington, right? He was like, "I'm on my way to go get with your boy Wop," and I was gonna try to make it down. My days be all over the place.
Those tournaments ain't like the same like it used to.
They
be.
not.
Yeah,
they said 4th of Washington ain't doing it like it used to.
Man, they had a young.
That was the Larry Gaines tournaments back in the day, right?
Yeah, they had a young boy, the boy Zoe that played for Wilson. He had like a little tournament out there, and the D's he had it out there. It was packed. I was like, it's just not the same no more. Like he took like the girls out.
Girls always getting shorter than the stick.
Always.
You know
Who took it? Zoe ain't ran it.
No, Zoe had his own tournament.
Okay.
He had like people come from Philly.
Right.
He had some dudes come
Oh,
out
so
from
Larry
Baltimore.
Gaines, you said?
Yeah, they took the girls out. So
and
now
speaking of Larry Gaines, then you win some hardware and back in the day, a couple years ago.
Man, I probably got. I'll be honest. I probably got like 15 trophies in the crib from Larry Gaines. At one time, I started.
If you don't shut that damn phone off,
I started.
and he ain't cutting this out because I need y'all to know y'all come to Birdcage, phones off, and he can't even shut. He don't even know how to shut it off.
Well, I got
Jesus Christ.
Nah, so one time I started coaching girls because when I was at Leap, I was coaching girls too.
Okay.
So I probably won the girls like 6 times straight. After like out Moo, he was winning it for years. Then I won the high school with one of my kids, that guy R.I.P. to Dylan Talley, is probably one of the 4th Street legend. And then I crossed over one day. He was like, "Yo, I need somebody to coach a guys team," and I said, "All right." And I ended up winning with the guys team a couple years, but it's not really the same no more. Like they used to have the street blocked off.
Yeah.
Bleachers in the street.
Put the bleachers in the street. Yeah, nah, it was a good time down there. It was definitely a good time down there.
Got to get a little better.
Well, they have them guys now, PARK, that group.
Apart.
Oh yeah,
Mike J and all of them, right?
Yeah.
They definitely do their
They did the Camden.
Yeah,
they worked with the Peace Games.
They did the
just
Peace
recently,
Games,
right?
what I'm saying is, Larry Gaines and y'all, they need to collaborate, come together,
bring it
do
back.
the Peace Games one weekend, and then Larry Gaines, and move it to different parts of the neighborhood.
Right.
Like Peace Games been 2 years at Vanita Park,
Right.
but the very first year, which was 3 years ago, it was at Morgan Village. Like we kind of need to spread the
it around a
love.
little bit. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I didn't even think about saying that.
The Peace Games actually been going on since probably 2015.
It's been a minute, right?
Because one year I was coaching in New York with some New York kids. I had them come down and they had it at Morgan Village, outside the park across the street.
That's why I said it was at Morgan Village, and then for the last 2 years, it's been at Vanita.
No, this is the first year. The first year they started it, this one, the Croc Center was in charge of it.
Okay, got you.
So they had it outside, and it's probably I just see the Peace Games get better and better. Like those guys are doing.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job.
They're doing a great job.
Shouts out to the park. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to them guys.
I be looking like.
Now, are the courts down there? Because I know they did them over at 4th and Washington. Are they still nice?
Yeah.
I haven't been down there in a minute.
Yeah, of course they put a lock and chain on it.
Oh, well,
Wait,
I guess it is now.
Everything lock and chain right here. And it's crazy.
Park, don't they lock
But
Woodland
but
Park?
it's crazy because when you bring other communities here, other places that got inner cities, right? They don't understand our lock and key method. They're not comfortable with the lock and key method because common space is supposed to be for all.
Right.
But like we explained to them, we have others that take over our common space, and our common space is for our kids.
Right.
So we got to keep it safe and clean. We have to lock and key it. So after we explained it to them, they kind of understood. But when they came here this summer that just passed, they was like, lock your parks. Yeah, because our common space,
we got to keep some folk out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to keep some folk out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, not only you coach multiple sports. You know what I'm saying? I know basketball is your main thing. You do a lot of mentorship with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Do your job and all of that type stuff. And I know you mentioned some earlier, but if we could just revisit that, the mentors that you had in your life, what did they mean to you? And is that one of the reasons or the main reason that you do what you do now?
No, I think everyone that I had has played like a vital part.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like I learned a lot from your dad. I learned a lot from Coach Pat. Still talk to Coach Orlando all the time. I always, you know, busting up with him. Even Bill, when I see him sometime outside the kit, just talking to him, you know, they give me the words of encouragement, like, yo, just keep doing what you're doing. Because like Tracy always say, it's needed out here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some people don't realize you go to certain places. Like one of my friends, he runs a after-school program at Simon Gratz. So one day he asked me to come over there and talk to the kids. I go over to talk to the kids. I walked in there. It was about probably like 40 kids in there. They rowdy, they playing music, pants sagging. So the principal walks in the room. He said, yo, we got a guest. Pull your pants up. I'm like, this dude walks in. He's probably like 6'8", 6'9". So the kids, they pulling their pants. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So I think every kid needs just like a little kick in their step.
True.
Well, I say that often that a lot of kids desire structure and discipline in the midst of them being loved and cared for. Kids desire that. That's why when you talk to, like when they do interviews with some of your good football players, right, who came from broken homes, they said, I love practice because coach stayed on me. Coach encouraged me. Coach was hard on me, but coach required. And it just gave me structure, and I like being there. And I knew I can get the, structure, get a little love, and get to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, you know what I mean? So kids want a little structure, a little discipline in the midst of a hug. Like you can discipline and chastise a kid and then tell them bring it in when you're done, and yet you've done it. Like you've got your point across, but yet you know.
When they comfortable and they know it's coming from a genuine place, you know what I'm saying? They'll accept the message better is what I found. You know what I'm saying? Because kids are the best lie detectors, so they know when you BSing,
right?
You just here for a check or something of that nature. You know what I mean? So LT, just I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
it.
it.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep
like
showing
I
up.
I remember you being in high school, and you know what I'm saying, and us played years of baseball together. You know what I'm saying? Taking them trips to Delaware, Baltimore, eat my mom's fried chicken. Shout out to my mom's fried chicken.
That fried chicken just keep coming up. It revisits every 50 episodes. The fried chicken comes up.
Up there, the fried chicken legs, banging. But just keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you see your future? Yeah, what you got going on? Because you always got something going on. So what you got going on?
I ain't really working on too much right now. Like I'm just working on the same stuff I'm working on our, turkey drive, our Christmas drive.
Okay.
Getting ready, for the high school season to come up.
Sure, right around the corner.
Probably go to a couple coaching clinics.
Gotcha.
And, just keep it pushing from there.
That's what's up. Now, let me ask you this, because how do you know everybody? Like how?
Because he walks.
Like how?
He walks.
He knows every. I know, but outside of that though, he just coaches knowing, referees knowing,
because he
parents knowing, and I'm talking about like people in the know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just talking about your average
people
Joe,
know you though.
I know, but he knows everybody. Like they know him and he knows them. People just know my name because I'll be forgetting people's names.
But he's friendly. That was not a dig. That came out all wrong. That was not a dig. He is though. Like he's like, how you doing? Like he's like, you know what I mean? He's pleasant.
He do talk.
He's a big pleasant dude.
Yeah. Because you know everybody.
Even though he mumbles, and sometimes you got to get close to him to hear what he be saying. Because I'd be like, what? And I know he'd be thinking I'd be being mean to him, but how are you that big? And you're like, hey Tracy, what? Yeah, Tracy, I was wondering what? And then when I say what, people think I be being mean. I can't hear you. You see how he talking here? Yeah, I just kind of.
It's my boy, low key, keep it low key. But yeah, you know everybody, bro. Where that come from? Like, how does that?
I don't know. Somebody told me I was a people's person, so
I just told you that.
So I try to if you speak to me, I speak to you.
Right.
Like I always told. I remember your dad told me this back when I was young. He said, So man shake hands, his handshake don't match his smile. You know what it is.
There it is. There it is. That's what's up.
Everybody got the real Coach Bird
The
messages and
the original Coach Bird.
I just wanted to say that again. I'm sorry, y'all. The real Coach Bird. I'm sorry, that just tickles my belly.
I'm about to get one of them sounds on this keypad. Hit it. The real Coach Bird.
Yo, that just tickles my belly when I hear it. I'm sorry. It's like when the guy said Mufasa on the Lion King. It just tickled my belly.
That's what's up, though. But yeah, so before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you on your social media pages.
Man, you can find me on Facebook at WASSIM Thomas. You can find me on Facebook at Coach Worldwide _0.
No, that's Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Instagram. Facebook is
WASSIM
Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And Instagram is _ what?
It's Coach Watt.
Coach Watt.
Worldwide 0 _.
Yep. And it'll all be up there. All the information will be up there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for some mentorship, if you're looking for
a group for your kids.
A group for your kids.
Because your kid get in a little trouble, some training.
Something.
You looking for a program. You trying to find where the next tournament's at.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him up. We wish you the best in your future endeavors. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up.
And you know we here. You know what I'm saying? And Tracy always be like, Tracy, when you have what you always be like, yo, hit WAP up, tell him we need him at the event. And I'll hit him, man. If he can make it.
Coming to no more events when it's 100 degrees.
I was prepared this year, though. You missed this year. This year we had multiple tents. We had multiple, and then guess what happened this year? It got freezing cold out of nowhere.
They did.
Yo, and the kids were still playing. I was like, yo, we got to shut this down. Because all my supervision was freezing. They out there like this, and the kids was, I'm like, what? Last year was 105, 15 in the shade, and this year, because last year we only had the one tent. I was ready this year though. I bought like 7 tents.
Yeah, we was tinted up.
No, don't get me wrong. It was definitely a good event. It was just
hot.
It was just hot. It is what it is.
You know, it's June. It's the first weekend in June. It's a gamble. But thank you for always supporting. I appreciate it.
That's definitely what's up. You got any shout outs, anything before we get out of here?
First of all, I want to give a shout out to you guys for having me on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out to my man Julian Dunkley. You know, shout out to my nephew who's actually a senior at Glassboro doing his thing in football. He has 6 Division I offers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just my family members and, the people, out here listening to the BYRDCAGE show when you air this on Monday.
Yep, yes indeed. He watches.
He
watches.
I knew my time was coming. When you had Taj around, he shouted me out. I said, those are like the guys and I can't forget Brian Greger. You know what I mean? He's one of the dudes that, is an epitome in the community. No matter if you're white or black, he cares about you. Mm-hmm. And I just want to give him a shout out.
That's what's up.
And it's Brian Gregg, no Ree. It's Brian Gregg.
Brian Gregg.
Brian Gregg.
Is he still coaching? Nah, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
But he's at Morgan Village. He was at Morgan Village.
Okay.
Morgan Village, the little young kids. He's back at the middle school.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, bro, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I'm saying, for stopping through and hanging out with me and cousin Tracy over here at the BYRDCAGE for a little bit. Shouts out to my Pennsauken football squad. Got our second win of the year. We're 2-1 right now. Beat Burlington Township yesterday, 13-0. Next week we go up to Trenton, see if we can put a couple wins together in a row. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to, like we shouted out to all our educators, back in school doing their thing. I wish you all nothing but great success and great years. Shouts out to my basketball squad. They was in a showcase yesterday up in Hamilton. Had 2 games, played Hamilton and played Ewing. So they're working. So shouts out to you guys. Let's keep working. So when that real season rolls around, we'll be ready to rock and roll. One thing before I turn this over to the closer, I've mentioned it to some folk, but I haven't mentioned it here on our platform. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, that live in this Pennsauken area, I am running for township committee. You know what I'm saying? The Pennsauken independent team. It's myself, Miss Elizabeth Levine, and Jerry Bennett. You know what I'm saying? So voting in Pennsauken, if you're in this area, November 7th, please vote for us. Vote column 3, Pennsauken for all families. You know, we just want to see some changes come to the city that we live in, the township that we live in, and we think we have what it takes to make those changes that I know you guys want to see. So keep your boy in prayer. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what happens with this. Let's see what happens with this. That might be a nice little after I retire from teaching, my second career. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how this goes. You know,
let's work on our people skills.
That's right, because I'm not friendly. I gotta talk to my man LT, give me some pointers. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
So I don't have. Surprisingly, I don't have much this week.
That's surprisingly.
Congratulations to Camden High, 39-7 against West Stepford on Friday
Shouts
night.
out to them.
Wilson plays Cedar Creek on Saturday. Well, when this airs, they would have played Cedar Creek. Shouts out to them. The young man, Willie Love, is doing a book bag drive. He did a book bag drive, which is amazing. He's still trying to learn. He's learning how to give back and learning how to, you know, be there and give, you know, it's a lot to all of this. Thanks again to DJ Wagner and the family. Ninth and Ferry Courts look great. The aerial view looks good. Keep doing what you're doing. Good luck to you and your brother down there in Kentucky. We appreciate all that you do. For the most part, I just need you guys to stay well emotionally and mentally. Weather's starting to change. And y'all know I'm a big advocate for understanding what happens when it starts to get darker earlier. Just know your emotions change, your body change, your life change. Keep drinking the good water. Keep minding your business. Keep living a healthy lifestyle as best as you can. And just stay prayed up. Best wishes to all.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Well, that is episode 109 is in the books. Once again, for my man LT, my lovely cousin Tracy, I am Sechuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show, and we'll talk to you soon.
It was a stone groove, my man.